Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking down Tottenham against West Ham. Now, a couple of points here, a bit of a red card at the end. I might show you a little bit of that, but it's clearly a red card. The guy smashes the guy, I think, two people in the face. But this goal's pretty interesting because I like what Jared Bowen does here. He actually gets to the byline. This is so important, and it opens up a world to play football in. And the amount of players that don't do this anymore, don't actually take the ball all the way to the byline, is shocking. It makes it so easy to put a cutback through. Now, on this little cutback that he plays, I think there's no way on earth it's actually going to get through the traffic it gets through, but it does. And also, I want you to keep an eye out for the Tottenham player. You can see that should have been marking his man, and he wasn't. So here we go. If you can spot, it's coming into this area about here, but I just can't believe it got through that easily. It does. Plays a little pass through, goes on, all of a sudden, oh sorry, it's this guy right here. You can see this guy's, oh my god, I should have been marking. Let me just pull that back ever so slightly so you can see it. Ever so slightly, there we go. You can see, look at his casual pace right here, and watch when he realises he's in trouble. Starts to accelerate, do you see? Starts to accelerate and slide tackle just because he wasn't alive to the danger in the first place. And this is the difference. And I haven't seen as much of this before in the last recent years in the Premier League. I always used to say this, and I'll stand by it. The difference used to be 45 seconds. That's what it used to be of when you were a Premier League player or a Championship player. What that meant is 45 seconds, you would switch off and not pay attention. Not in one go. It could be 2 seconds here, 3 seconds there, 5 seconds on the next spot. But overall, you in the game for 45 seconds, you'd switch off and the other team would punish you for it. It's happening more and more in the Premier League. Players are just switching off. This is simple. All he had to do was track his runner and come back and defend, and this wouldn't have been a goal. But it was. Simple. Puts it in the net box. They get themselves a goal. Oh, and from the other angle, we can see it's even worse because he's got his standard Premier League. I've got my arm up, pointing at the player that I should be marking, telling everyone else what to do. And we know in the rule of cash, in the next 5 seconds, someone's going to score in the Premier League. Oh, what a shock they do. Now, if you're in this situation, you can't go to one or the other, so you split the difference. But actually split the difference. He has to get back and get here. So if either player receives the ball, he can actually engage. He doesn't. Basically, he's pointing, oh, go mark him. Well, I'm going to go and mark him over here. You're not close enough to either of them. So he's making not one, but actually 2 mistakes. He needs to get much closer and really much faster as well. Faster is the key. His speed of thought is so slow and he's switching off and he isn't really realising the danger. And there's another worst part about it as well, right? Because he can actually see everything here. He knows that there's no Tottenham players. They're all engaged in looking at the ball and a threat around here. He knows that these players here on this back stick are his responsibility. He also knows there's no Tottenham players here that's going to come over and cover. We can see that whole picture, and yet he doesn't bust a lung to get back in and help his team. So let's play that forward. You can see him pointing. You can see him pointing at the player. And of course, that's the ball, the guy that ends up receiving it. This, I don't know, it's just getting worse in the Premier League. People think this is a great league with great footballers and doing all these wonderful things. This isn't quality. I mean, this isn't good. You can't just do this. But yeah, he does. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so this is a bit weird, right? Because as soon as I was seeing this, see this guy? He's looking that way. He's looking that way. You're thinking, oh, these two are going to get in each other's way here. They kind of do. Because you've got to think of it this way, right? There's 2 of you, and you know there's 1, 2, 3, and a football you've got to deal with. At some point, one of you has to go towards the ball, knowing that you're going to leave your teammate stranded. You're going to have to, okay? Because you can't just let him run down the middle of the field like this, or they're going to pick you apart. Why? Because there's 1, 2, 3, and there's 1, 2 of you. Oh, so we're going to get beaten no matter what we do. Let's try to win the ball. Because if you try to win the ball, you can win it. If you don't try to win the ball, you can't win it. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, they don't understand that. They think if we don't try to win the ball, they just kick it into the goal, boys. That's what they do. So you have to try to stop your run, slow your run down, and try to win the ball. And you want to do it in this situation as far away from the box as possible. Because if you do it closer to the box, that simple mistake will be the goal. So what that means is, if you're trying to tackle him and he beats you, well, the next thing he has to do is shoot and kick it into the goal. If you try to tackle him here and he beats you, you've got another 25 yards to run back and maybe try to recover and help your teammates. So you actually want to try to put the tackle in early in this situation, because then you can slow them down and then try to recover, because they've got, oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, and you got 1, 2. because he's not close enough, right? You can't add him into the equation. He's just too far away. So's he, and they're both trying to mark one player over here. Well, yeah, they're on the overload over here. As we move this forward, though, have a little look. There's the ball. Do we see the run and how close these two ended up getting to each other? Because their body shape was facing each other, so they ended up being in the same space. And that's why I was trying to say, look, the other one should have dropped and actually tried to go for the ball, because they are effectively the same player, because they are in the same space, and that's what ends up happening. But that isn't the worst of this. When he takes a little touch here and he cuts inside, there's no way on earth that this keeper should be beaten from this range. Again, look, he's jockeying. He's too far away to be doing this as well. I don't know who coaches these Muppets, but that distance there is way too far. He wants to be about there doing that. Half of that distance, because he's given this guy all the space in the world to cut in on his foot. If he's one step closer, okay, when that guy takes a step, he can tackle him. Right now, if this guy takes a step forward, I always call it the game of me. I get a go, you get a go, right? So he gets a go first. He takes a step. You get a go. Can you tackle him? No, because you've got to take a step. He gets a go. He shoots. You get a go. Oh, it's too late. Right? If you're one step closer and you're on this line here, he gets a go. You don't have to, your move then is to tackle him. Yeah, you don't have to move to tackle him because you're close enough. There, he's too far away. You see that? Take a little touch. All of a sudden now, this, oh, look, his body shape is wrong as well. Look, so the weight distribution, as soon as that guy's moving, you can just see that all of his weight has gone onto that wrong foot there. He can't transition across to the other side fast enough, and he's just completely and utterly beaten. They end up getting some numbers back, but it doesn't matter if they don't know how to actually defend properly. It's such a generic term when people say defend properly. What does that mean? Get your body shape correct so your shoulders are square and you're actually making a target on a wall in front of the ball, making it easier. This guy's nowhere near good enough to be defending here. Look, he's facing this way. And he's got a little tiny, that's his little shoulders there. It's the only thing that this guy's got to beat. Takes it inside, smashes it into the bottom corner, and the keeper gets beat. Yeah, it does bounce over and hit that post there, but not from there. That keeper should be getting beaten. I'd have question marks about him. That's just awful. But let's get on to the next goal. This is overall poor team play here from West Ham. So they're getting sucked down, right? They're getting pushed back because obviously the ball is here. They're getting pushed back. Remember, the space is dangerous. So this is one of those situations where you want to take the space away. So they can't play the ball into it because it basically it makes it easier for the attacker. So for the striker, he can arrive. This is one of those little trick questions I always use coaching. When do you want to arrive there? Before or after the ball? Well, at the same time. So you always ask people, do you want to get there before the ball or after the ball? And you can see if they actually know anything about football. And then if they're smart, then no, it's at the same time. So he wants to time that run so he gets to that space the same time the ball does. That's what he's looking at. However, if you've taken that space away, he can't pass into it. So this guy just needs to drop, right? Sounds silly. If he drops, does he open up the space here? Yeah, he kind of does. But he can come over and cover. Right now, he can't really come and drop and cover here because he's too far away. But if you come and take that space away, right, it makes them play the part. Let me just draw a little bit better. So right. So he's dropped. So this guy now is facing this way. Dum, 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 dum. So when you're playing the ball into this area here, oh look, he's facing it. You're creating a pocket where this guy and this guy are now waiting to tackle this guy. Okay, they're not doing that. They're creating a pocket. So the defenders are where the space is here. So they're actually opening it up for the attackers to play into, because these two defenders don't know what they're doing. They don't actually understand how to manipulate their team shape so they can put the pocket of space from behind them to in front of them and then get the pass in front of them to win the ball and go away. Haven't got a bloody clue. Right, so as this moves forward here, I want to show this. Look, 1, 2, now go panic stations. Now it gets even worse because I don't know what this midfield is doing. Right, in this situation here, you've got to be looking at this guy to be coming and covering, not you. If you do, what ends up happening is your whole line of midfielders and defenders are pushed all the way back. He has to have courage here that this guy's going to win the ball or this guy's going to come over and win the ball for him. Right? He shouldn't be going here. He absolutely shouldn't be. So as soon as he goes, look, he can't get there quick enough anyway. The defender's already doing the job. So his run now has opened up this pocket of space. So as I was trying to explain about those opening up those pockets of space, we've got one here, boom. So we're using this one to open up a pocket here. We play the ball here, they all run back, and it opens up the space for us here, right? Where it should have been the other way, where the defender's dropped ever so slightly, not too far, here, to create a pocket of space here, to win the ball and get away from it. Yeah, one team understood things, the other team didn't. And now it's just a simple ball, play back, turn. Oh, wait, was I supposed to be marking him? He was right next to me. Oh, was I supposed to be doing something? And now it's just a blast into the goal. Boom, gets himself a goal. Keeper goes down a little early. Can't really blame him from that. There's so much going wrong here in the middle. So many people are in the way. You can always forgive a keeper for something like that. Not that near post one that he had earlier, but yeah, something like that. So here we go on the next goal. Bit of a cluster on this one, but I want to show you this defensive shape from this guy here. Look, he is facing that way. He's trying to defend that area there. This guy is going to come on inside him there. Let's watch this defender here make that mistake. Does he take too many steps this way? Oh, let's just draw it. Oh. Too many steps this way. And the reason, remember, if he does, he's exposing this side here. He actually wants the defender to run into this space. He wants to keep him in front of him because that's where he's decided he's facing, right? Right or wrong, if he moves too far forward now, takes an extra step there, this guy can go in behind him, okay? So let's watch what happens and what he does. Oh, look, do you see how he runs past the point? Right, do you see how he just absolutely ignores what the other guy's doing and he runs past him and exposes his back so the guy can just run into the space that this guy's just run out of. He didn't trick him out of it. He just ran past the space. Do we see that? They were both level here. He ran past and this guy just walks into the space that he's just left. Yeah, I mean, this is terrible defending. I mean, people say the Premier League's the best league in the world. It might have the best athletes. There might be a couple of talented players. But for actual quality football players and actually understanding what they're doing, they are poor. Right, let's just move this forward a little bit. He's going for that little look. Oh, look, now you can see, you know that space that he was covering a second ago? Now he's opened it up again this way because his body shape has changed. He's now getting confused and getting logged into here, completely unaware of the runner coming into the space. That not only did he let the space in behind him for the player to run into, oh God, for this player to run into, now he's opened up the space this side. So basically this defender really hasn't done anything. All he's done is just run in a circle and do that. That's all he's done. And this player's just run in here, play the ball here, and then they've got to finish. The finish is a bit unlucky, but this is what happens at the back when you're panicking and no one really knows what they're supposed to be doing. The defender gets in the way, and the ball kind of ricochets off the keeper's foot, and hits the defender, and goes in the goal. Let's have a little look at that. There's the little overlap, the pass happened, and he's taking a shot from that, boom, and there's the little double tap, and it's just trickled into the box. But it all comes from that defender just not knowing what he's doing. Overshooting the ball, letting the player run behind him, over-pressuring behind him over here, and then the guy just plays it back to where he was just coming from. Absolute shocking. Let's get on to the last goal, and maybe we'll cover a little bit of the red card, with the old handbags. Here we are. We've got a pass. It's a worldy pass, to be fair. It's split right the way through. Little wee man tries to dive and grab it, and I do like the fact that you're just out here waiting for the ball to hit people on the counter attack. But again, you look defensively, it's not perfect. It's not even really good, to be fair. Not perfect doesn't matter. Good would be okay. You know Son's fast, regardless if he's lost a step of pace. He has. We all know he's lost a yard of pace, but that doesn't mean that he's slow. It just means instead of being uber super fast, he's just regular normal people fast. Right? You still got to go mark regular normal people fast players. Not uber fast players, you still need to mark as well. But it needs to be a little bit closer just because you've got that. Does it mean you're getting stretched? Yeah, you are. But you've got 1-2 players here in the midfield where if you're getting stretched, you can pull the other one back. So let me just draw that so you know what I mean. So this guy's coming over here a little bit. Not too far. That's too far. I'd probably want him about there. And one of these two would be back covering that space that you're leaving. Because right now, you three are really tight. But what I really want is you a little bit further away. And one of you coming in to help cover. Because that's what we have to do. We can't play the way that they're doing right now just because we've got a fast player on the side over here that's pulling out our shape a little bit. Yeah, let's just move it forward a little bit. So remember, what does he want to do? Does he want to keep the player? Look where his shoulders are. There's his shoulders. That's where he's facing. That's where he needs to keep the player in front of him in that space there. Not let him get in behind him here because that makes it really difficult. Then you've got to do one of these little pirouette turns to try to tackle, which always looks hilarious to me because, yeah, it's funny. But let's look what Son does. He just slowly walks. He's got this interesting stride as well. If you notice how fast his legs go. Cristiano Ronaldo does the same thing. His legs go quickly when he's touching the ball. Touch, 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 touch. And that also means that he can actually touch the ball any time that those legs are going. He can also touch the ball if he has to, or change direction. Okay, so he's actually waiting to see what you do. Right now, the defender's actually in the wrong shape. He needs to be about half a step back. And people go, "Oh, you're being too picky, Cash. It's half a step." No, that's massively important. Half a step means the difference of you playing in a World Cup and not in a World Cup final. It's so important. His body shape is just a little bit off, right? So let's just move this ever so slightly. Can you see as he's done that little feint? But that's opened up the space in front of him. All this defender really has to do is stay true to mark defending in front of him here and not get caught by the feint. Actually, he's too far forward. He needs to be still half a yard back. He's getting caught out because he's just overextended. Son goes in there and then just rifles it in. You know that spot that he's supposed to be defending in front of him? He's got caught by thinking of the inside or going that way, and he's just put it in past him on the near post. That keeper should have done better as well on this. Overall, not happy with him, but that defending there, it's just not good. The other part about what it's just not good is because he should have put a tackle in at some point. If you're going to let him beat you and score, well, actually try to tackle the guy. Go, oh yeah, he's beaten me, but at least I've tried to tackle him. Not just, oh, he's beaten me. No. Try to tackle the guy. At least you've put a foot in. At least you've actually tried to connect. You've tried to do something. Don't Jones let him walk in and do a little trick, get you wrong-footed because your body shape's a bit wrong, and then pass it into the goal. Try to tackle the man. Other than that, catch us on our live stream. I think we're doing Chelsea versus Liverpool on the weekend. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.